Okay, I'm going to show you how to properly sit. This is sitting posture for everywhere you are planning on sitting, especially the places that you sit the most often in for the longest. So that's your car, that's your office at home or at work, that's on your favorite recliner or a couch or whatever it is. So in particular in the car, you're going to need a designated and really the best thing to do is for each of these locations, if you can't take your lumbar support with you, it's best to just keep it in the car. You're gonna need a thick towel. I'll show you how I folded it. So you'll need a thick towel. A lot of times, my patients will need a full-on beach towel to get the amount of support necessary to get their spine in the right place. Okay, so here's the towel, rolling it up tight. This is pretty good. So then you'll tape it up and then you'll keep it on the passenger seat, keep it in the back seat, always driving with it in the right position. These decorative lumbar pillows work really well too, if they are firm. Anything with a lot of give to it, or even if you're questioning if it's too much give, it's gonna be too much give. It needs to be firm. Firm holds you in the position where the other stuff just is a waste of time, unfortunately. And that brings me to, I guess the next point is do not buy lumbar supports because they have too much give to them and they don't end up working out. So try this stuff first. And then you will not need anything else. And then you can go on, save your $20 for something else. All right, so I'm gonna show you the rest of the video here. I'm gonna show you the positioning. So this is a very, very regular chair here. Whether you're in your recliner, office chair, car, kitchen chair, first thing that needs to happen is your bum needs to make obvious firm contact with the chair and have it maintained the entire time. Once you set up sitting posture, from this point on, your bum's got to stay back. You're gonna have to keep correcting it. Double check that, triple check that, because your brain's going to forget its positioning or not acknowledge it. I end up spending a lot of time correcting it. So anyways, the butt gets to the back of the chair, very firm. Then you take your support and you put it above the butt. So the butt makes contact, then the pillow starts where the butt isn't. So that's the beginning of the low back. So what's happening here is I'm completely relaxed and I am not slouching. If I had no pillow, or if I had a pillow or a smaller towel roll or a product from CVS or something that's meant to hold you in good posture, this will be what happens. You'll sit upright and then you'll just fall here. So yes, you could technically hold yourself in good posture all day in your chair or wherever it is. But I've never seen anyone actually be able to do that, and that requires a lot of muscular use for prolonged periods of time, and that's not necessarily a good idea. Anyways, put yourself in good posture passively, and then go on about your day, driving, focusing on your tasks, data entry, eating, watching a movie, and you'll be in good position. The way that you know that you're in good position is that you'll feel obviously firmly pushed into position, and your symptoms should immediately go from being provoked by being here to now you can sit for much longer periods of time, or you can sit for a longer period of time with much less pain, that type of thing. If that doesn't work, then we're going to have to talk about it and we're going to figure it out because there's other ways around this. If you are trying to correct your posture in a recliner or a couch or anything that has a lot of give to it, it's not this straightforward. The main reasons are because the seat of these chairs is often really long. So if you're fairly shorter or shorter legs, you're going to end up being forced to have your butt off of the back of the seat, off of the backrest, and that's a problem because now you have slouched the low back. The point of the towel support and the pillow is to arch the back, keep the back into a natural arched position. And if you sit in a recliner, you can't get your butt back. Therefore, your back is always going to slouch. Even if you put a lot of stuff here, I'm still slouching. Maybe if you just if you have something massive, you can put there, but I haven't seen anything like that. I believe that would be too much. So I'm going to show you a good solution. All right, so you got a deep seat recliner. It's not letting your butt touch the back. And the other problem with recliners and couches and stuff is that there's a lot of give. Where there's a lot of give, there's not much support. So we're going to create support. You're going to take pillows. Bed pillows work really well because they're long. Pretend this chair is much longer and it's a recliner. You may need 2 or 3 pillows against the back of the recliner so that now the seat of the chair isn't so long that it's pulling your bum forward. Your bum can go firmly against this newly made modified backrest. So your backrest is further forward, making the seat shorter, letting your legs come back and your bum touch the back. Then you get, I'll use the towel this time, then you get the lumbar support and everything else is the same. I'm gonna lean forward, put this in the arch, and I'm good. If you feel awkward or you feel like a robot or you feel like a statue, it's probably because you're doing it right. Because it should keep you, boom, up here, chest up, clearly up. See. If you have, If you have hip joint pain, a lot of times bringing the knees up, especially with your back arched, is going to pinch. If you're a pinchy person, if you have trouble in the front of the hip here, then this is going to possibly bother you. What you'll want is to have your bum higher than your knees. So if you're in an office chair, you can raise the seat up, or if you're in your car, you can raise the seat up, or if you're in other chairs, you're going to need like a boosted seat so that eventually the knees are lower than the hips. Okay? So you're going to be boosted up on whatever you need to so that your knees are lower than your hips, and you only raise yourself enough that you do not get the pinch or the pain, which will often be in these areas here. Okay, so that's for specifically hip trouble. Everything up until this point that I've described should work fine, but if you have hip trouble, then you're going to need to boost your rear end up. If you have shoulder and neck pain, this is going to definitely help what I've shown you so far. However, there's one aspect that you can't do passively with the current setup, and that is getting your shoulders to prevent your shoulders from being droopy. So we're able to get the chest up with the lumbar support, but now you need to raise the shoulders a little. And if you, it's not very easy to accomplish this, but they make products for desks. Here we have some armrests. I prop my elbows on here, and that keeps my shoulders high enough. And you probably maybe you're already thinking that they make chairs with armrests, and the armrests work fantastic if they're high enough, which they never are. So if you have a chair with armrests, you definitely want to be set up like I described so far, and then your elbows will go on the armrest, and you'll droop. And what you'll do is you can pad up those armrests, throw some things. You can probably take towels or rags or something and you can boost your shoulders up here, and that will sufficiently improve what's going on with the shoulders and the neck. That'll be a big deal. In the car, you can do the same thing. There's usually an armrest here, and then a middle compartment that you can put something on so that it raises your shoulders up. You're looking for about an inch from the bottom. So here's with my shoulders completely drooped. You want them to be about an inch from the bottom, and then rested at that point. If you have no options for armrests, then you're going to be in good posture with the towel or the pillow, and then you have to keep your shoulders slightly up. If you don't have shoulder and neck trouble, you don't have to do that. But it is a good idea, a good practice to prevent injuries and maybe address some stiffness or something you have going on already. Do not, like I said before, do not buy products. Run them by me maybe first if you want to buy something, but for the most part, they're going to not work because they're not going to be substantial enough. What else? Okay. Yeah. If you have a type of pain that it's not so much posture, it's like anything that touches your cheek or your sit bones is painful, you're gonna want, it's better to have a cushion to your seat in those situations. If you have like a hard seat and every time you sit on a hard surface, even in droopy posture, compared to sitting in a hard seat versus a soft seat, you're getting way worse pain in the soft seat, then that's possibly related to literally just the firmness of the chair. In that case, you can get a seat cushion. That's pretty simple. Or you can put towels down. In that case, I would definitely buy a product because they tend to work pretty well, tend to be soft enough and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think I've forgotten anything. If you're my patient, we'll be talking through all this business repeatedly until you got it down well, and I'll obviously answer any questions you have and everything. Thank you very much, and I hope this is informative. It definitely will be successful if it's done right. I will see you soon.